your #1 source for high school sports. You're watching the Scenic Sports Network.
Welcome to High School Football Game Night, presented by Scenic Cable Network and Production. Now, here's tonight's game.
I want to, okay, well, there we go there. All right, guys, my name will be Pierce. I'll be the referee. Mr. Morgan, he'll be the umpire tonight.
Let's take a moment and celebrate the dead.
To keep your players under control at all times, okay? Because if we have to do it, we have to do it with a flag. We don't want to, okay? All right, we got a head, a tails, and a heads and a tails. Since you're the visitor, we're going to let you call the coin toss. Okay, we're going to let you call the coin toss. You can tell them what your choice is before we flip it. If we drop it, we'll flip it again. Sorry?
Tails.
She said
Tails.
She said tails. We're going to flip the coin now. And it is a heads. So you've won the toss tonight. So what do you want to do?
Defer to the second
Defer to
half.
the second half. All right. Dothan High won the toss.
All right, there come the Dothan Tigers out onto the field. Hello, everybody. This is Mick Kirkland along with Cliff Nyman and Jimbo Lofton's going to be joining us tonight. This is the 37th meeting between the Northview Cougars and the Dothan Tigers. And right now, as it stands, Dothan leads the series by 3. They're leading 20-17. Cliff, what are your thoughts on tonight's game?
Well, it's a big one tonight, Mitt. You know, and it's got playoff implications. The winner of this game is more than likely going to get to host the playoff game, so it don't get much bigger than this for the Dothan Northview game.
Yeah, last year Northview won for the first time in a while. They beat Dothan 31-14. So what can we expect tonight? You've seen both of these teams play. Well, Cliff, I was trying to ask Cliff what he expected tonight, but we'll talk about both teams are very good teams, and they're right now they're tied for first place in the region.
Yeah, this will be a physical game tonight. Both teams feature good running backs. You got Roderick Melton for Northview and Tyson Williams for Dothan, and both those are two of the better running backs in this part of the state. So that'll be a crucial matchup tonight to see which running back can get the upper hand.
Yeah, both teams are ready to go tonight. Dothan will be kicking off and Northview will be receiving, and we're glad to have Jimbo Lofton, who's been MIA for a few games. Glad to have him here tonight.
Oh, glad to be here, Mitt. Wouldn't miss it, and don't want to miss Diamond down there either. Woo, I'm still winded. I came running up the stairs, Mitt. Just in time for the kick.
And the Cougars will take it at the 5-yard line. And he's got some run room. He's cutting to the outside. And he's going to be taken down at the 35. That was Kendron Wilson on the return. A 30-yard return for the Cougars.
Well, it ought to be a big night, Mitt. You know, I know we've been talking about it and what's going on, and you guys were touching base on it as we got here. But, you know, if you analyze some of the competition, about as evenly matched as you've seen these two teams in a while, you know?
Right, and this is a very important game for both teams because they are both tied 3-1 in region. So the team that wins this game could very possibly host a playoff game.
Nice. You're going to see more of that tonight.
Yeah, pass is complete over to Wilson, and it's going to be up near first down for the Cougars.
It's going to be interesting, Mitch. You know, Wilson and the Cougars typically, they don't throw it, or the yardage doesn't look there the same as it does for Dothan High, but automatically, because of that, I think you'll see more of that tonight to try to loosen up the running game.
It is a first down, 1st and 10 for the Cougars, and another run up to the 30, and it should be enough for another Northview first down, and we have a penalty away from the action.
Yeah, that one was interesting. Kobe Easley was down there, and what I believe you're going to get to see is Latrell Anglin somehow in that process. They ended up with a helmet off, Mitt, and he didn't take it off on his own.
I would agree with him on that. Cliff, did you see what happened?
Yeah, it was just Dothan High guy ripped his helmet off. It'll be a 15-yard penalty.
So that will take the ball even deeper into Dothan territory.
Well, I think as Diamond would tell you, this one will be spirited tonight, Mitt. These guys, there's a lot of bragging rights that goes on to it as is with any rivalry, but as tightly, these two teams are as tight together, not only in playoffs, but looking at it together as far as just record, etc. Yeah, you're going to see a little bit of that, but I think both coaches will get that under wraps pretty quick.
So Northview is on the Dothan 30-yard line after this drive started on their own 35. They hand the ball off to number 30. He's got some running room, and he's going to take it. He's going to be dropped at the 2. Number 30 for Northview is
I think it was 20 Roderick.
Well, the
I think
20?
it was 20 Roderick Melton. It's those numbers are a little light out there tonight, Mitt, as you can see.
Yeah, number 20 Melton.
But I ate carrots earlier today, so I ought to be in pretty good shape.
Okay, I'll try to do a little better job of seeing the numbers. Melton's in the backfield with number 14. And touchdown.
All right. Pretty impressive drive, Mitch. You'd have to say, coming down, mixing it up a good bit, mixing up the run and the pass, and I think that was something that was necessary. Both teams came in looking to say, we're going to stop the other team's running back, and on that play, it was a good opening drive, what you want as a coach, and don't think you have to worry about Coach White and his guys saying, all right, guys, we got to respond here.
Who scored that touchdown?
That would have been the quarterback, from what I could tell. Did I miss that, Diamond? Am I correct? Wasn't that Tyler Marshall?
Clip, was that Marshall for the touchdown?
It was Melton that scored that touchdown.
Melton.
Yeah.
Okay.
Melton, okay.
And it's blocked. And the extra point is no good. So Northview comes up 1 point short. So they take a 6-0 lead with 11:05 left in the first, and that was the first drive of the game. They started on their own 35-yard line and put together a 65-yard drive for the touchdown.
And Mitt, you know what? That's again, we just commented on how well they mixed it up on that drive, which was great. Now, if you're Dothan High, you did exactly what you want to after somebody drives down, does it? Little momentum changer, showing some effort on special teams and coming in and blocking it. And here we are with only a little over a minute or so gone, or whatever, a couple of minutes gone in the first quarter of this one. And guess what? Already have a nice little swing of events. So let's see what Dothan High can do on their side of the ball tonight.
So Dothan will be receiving the ball. That's a great drive by Northview. We saw Northview put together some good drives last week against Park Crossing, and they just came up 5 yards short from tying the game, Jimbo.
Yeah, you're right, Mitt. That was and when you started looking at certain common opponents, I think that's what you would have heard. You would have said, well, Dothan's played some tougher competition outside the conference, but if you want to take a head-to-head, there's a good one to take head-to-head. Park Crossing, second game of the season, did a very good job on Dothan High. They didn't get a whole lot, and here's Northview almost beat them. But we see how that goes in all sports, college, pro, etc. You can't take that. That's why we're playing them head-to-head tonight, big guy.
So Northview will be kicking off. They had two successful. They had an onside kick last week and a pooch kick, and both of them, they were successful in recovering the ball. Ball goes into the end zone, so Dothan will be starting at their own 20-yard line. And Jimbo, you can talk about some of the guys who have played in this game. You played in this game for a few years, didn't you?
Right, and if you'll go back and check the record, I can prove I had zero impact in it, Mitt, but was here. So that's all good on that first team with the Cougars. And it was, you know what, that was a tough game too, and was won basically by Donnie Jarrett, DJ as we called him, long field goal. He was back. He was a straight-on kicker. So don't date me with that. He just was.
So Dothan will be starting from the 20. Jacoby McDaniels is the quarterback, and he's out to Tyson Williams. Williams going to take it out to about the 24. A gain of 4. It'll bring up a 2nd and 6 for the Tigers.
I think it'll be interesting tonight, Mitt. We'll go ahead of time and see how this looks on the backside. But, obviously you got Williams and McDaniel. That's what a lot of people are thinking. This has the opportunity potentially to be a DJ bulldozer night, but let's just see what happens, see how they use him.
High formation, they hand the ball off, and across the 25 to about the 27. And that was Dozier. We talked about him.
Yeah, you know, as we see it, it's just one of those opportunities. Let's see how they mix him in. If they can have him run it 15 times, something like that, and just pound a little bit, you know, they may use him straight up. They may use him to try to break Williams open. But here we go with twins both sides and one man in the backfield.
Third and short, and there's a flag.
Looks like Tevin White stepped across and encroached.
Offside against Northview, so that will give Dothan a first down and move the ball across the 30 to about the 34-yard line. Cliff, did you have something you want to say?
Jimbo was talking about the distribution of carries between those two guys, and I just wanted to add that Tyson Williams got about 120 carries, and Dozier has about 50, so it's split up about 70-30.
Quick out completion over to Kobe Baggett. Baggett has had a very good year this year for the Dothan Tigers. He has 22 receptions for 307 yards and 4 touchdowns. First and second and 5 for the Tigers. McDaniel rolls out.
There you go.
Finds a man open, complete. That was number 30 for the Tigers, DJ Dawsey, with the completion.
All right, using his tight end on a rollout there, Mitt.
And it was a big gain down to the Northview 40. They're going to mark it down at the 41 of the Cougars. Both teams have come out and have been able to move the ball. McDaniel keeps the ball, and he's going to be dropped after a short gain.
Yeah, nice play there. Looks like by Tevin, number 9. That'd be Caleb Tillman, the 6'3", 275-pound defensive end, with a nice play coming across the middle, Mitt.
Yeah, and Tillman has already signed with Louisville, and we'll be seeing him play at the next level. Pass complete. And that was over to Blocker. Keith Blocker.
We've been calling Blocker's name for a few years, hadn't we, Mitt?
Yes, we have. And Blocker has had a very good year. He's caught the ball 16 times for 190 yards. So to bring up a 3rd and 4 for the Tigers. This is their opening drive of the game. Northview put together a 65-yard drive for the touchdown. They pitched the extra point. They give it to Dozier, and they're going to stop him short of the first down.
Wow.
So good defense by the Cougars.
Yeah, a host of Cougars there, Mitt. There was and you're going to need to gang tackle Dozier if he's running north and south on you for sure.
So it's going to bring up a 4th and 3, and we'll see if Dothan goes for it, and I think they will. They count at that no-man territory, as they say.
Yeah, too far for both. Let's see. I got a feeling you'll see it never get out of the quarterback's hands. All right, tried to make him jump. Good move by Dothan, and good patience by the Cougar defense.
McDaniel steps back.
Oh.
And he finds Tyson open. Williams across the 30. Inside near the 20 for a Dothan first down. So Dothan picks up a big 4th down.
Gutsy call, Mitt. I'll be honest. I thought that what they were going to do is spread them out and do that and just ask McDaniel to find a seam and make it happen. But nice play out in the flats over to Williams, basically, and we see the result. Nice gain and 1st and 10 down at the 20.
Tigers in I formation. McDaniel goes deep. And it's incomplete. That was intended for McDaniel. McDaniel made the pass, but it was incomplete. I was trying to see who the receiver was.
Well, it's hard. You know, the Cougars, that was number 8, Kobe Baggett, was the intended receiver. There were 2 right in the area.
So it brings up a 2nd and 10 for the Tigers. Williams in the backfield with McDaniels. They hand it off to Williams. He's cuts it outside.
Yeah, he's explosive.
And he fumbles the ball and it's recovered. Well, it looked like Northview recovered it, but they're going to say Dothan was able to maintain possession.
Like that was something else. And I tell you what I got to do, man. I got to give a lot of people kudos there. Northview defensive back, and we'll try to grab that number in a minute, did a nice job of just holding his position. The Dothan receiver over there that was blocking did a nice job. It would have been very easy to push in to make it, but again, somehow in the scrap pile, the Beavs came back up with it.
So Dothan gets a break that time. So it brings up a 3rd and 1. The ball at the 12. Williams takes it, and he goes down to about the 2-yard line. So he fumbled the previous play, but they gives it right back, to him.
And this is what we kind of, this is what you expected somewhat in this game. This is going to be should be a back and forth unless somebody just happens to make a few plays and get way out in front and change the complexion.
McDaniel takes it in from 2 yards out for the touchdown.
Nice play. Kind of what I expected. I hate to say it, man, on that 4th down play, I expected to see something that looked like that, but that's why I'm sitting up here in the booth. Had no impact on the game in 78, and Coach White and Coach Stewart are down there calling it.
So, Cliff, any comments on that drive?
Yeah, it's just, it's Tyson Williams' show right now. It's really a pleasure to watch him run. He's patient, but he's also explosive and strong. I'm really a big fan of him.
Extra point up, and it's good. And Dothan takes a 7-6 lead with 6:28 left in the first. So Dothan puts together an 80-yard drive, starting on their own 20 and driving it down to score. And they made the extra point, and they're up by 7-6 over the Cougars.
There you go, Mitt. Right off the bat, special teams is the difference in this game.
And this will probably be a high-scoring game from the looks of things. And they kind of do a little pooch kick. It's taken at the 27-yard line. That was Melton on the return.
That's got to be such a big.
Smith, excuse me, Smith.
That's got to be such a big deal now, Mitt. Even in the college game, you just don't see nearly the opportunities to run kickoff back anymore.
No, you don't.
They either got the leg to put it out, or else they're doing the high floater and dropping it in there.
So Northview is starting on their own 40-yard line. Great field position. Tyler Marshall hands the ball off. And Milton, he's still on his feet, and he moves the pile forward to about the 48-yard line.
I did play 3 seasons of rugby, Mitt, and that had all the looks of a good scrum there for just a second. So
it brings up a 2nd and 2 for the Cougars.
Pick up of 9 on the play, 2nd down and 1.
Both teams have come out running. They hand it off again to Milton, and he picks up the first down for Northview, and he moves the ball on the Dothan side of the field.
Milton carries for the Cougar first down.
Northview's in the hurry up.
Tackle made by Robertson.
Marshall hands the ball off, and we have a flag.
Probably going to be a hold where that one came from, Mitt. See what you think, Diamond.
Yeah, I'm with you, fellas.
Tackle made by Shamel Hayden.
No, chop block.
Okay.
Yeah, chop block.
So it's against Northview.
Cougars were penalized for a chop block.
So that will back the Cougars up.
Admit, we saw that last week with Northview. They had a couple offensive line tap penalties where it kind of took them out of. They had a good thing going, it took them out of it. So I hope we don't see that start to haunt them again this week.
Yeah, they had a lot of penalties last week. So that will move the ball back inside the 40, down to the 37-yard line. So it'll be first and really long for the Cougars. First and 25.
25. tell you
Good
what.
run, a gain of about 10 that time.
A couple of hard runners, just both those guys, but both Melton as well as Williams, good solid running backs.
So a good game.
Brandon Ward on the stop.
A quick out. Over Greer, and Greer is going to be taken down at the Dothan 45, and we have another flag.
Going to be a hold out here on Wilson out here as a wide receiver. He just got caught up in him, and if you do that as a runner comes by you, you don't have a prayer getting away with that one.
So Northview will back up again. They've had 2 back-to-back penalties that have really flipped the field. They had excellent starting field position. The drive started on their own 40. And now they're back at the 34-yard line. They're on 34.
Yeah, and they got to get to the 37, the other 37.
The other 37.
All right.
And, it's worth noting that Juwan Moore for Dothan High, one of their better defensive backs, is out for the season, so you won't see him tonight.
That was number 15, McCarty, on the run. He was very productive last week, Cliff, in that game against Park Crossing. He picked up some critical yards for the Cougars.
He run a little bit of both, right? A little bit out of the running back as well as the QB position occasionally.
Yes.
Third down, 24.
So it's a 3rd and 24 for the Cougars. They've had about 25 yards in penalties on this drive. Marshall, complete, but nothing much there. Dothan did a good job of conversion on the receiver.
Yeah, it was a, you say a good defensive stand it was, but the Cougars really kind of imploded on that series. Just, you're not going to be able to make those type of penalties and recover from them, not consistently.
Tackle led by Tyrese Lindsay.
Lindsay on the tackle for the Tigers.
Fourth down, 19.
So it brings up a 4th and 19, so the Cougars will have to punt for the first time tonight.
Jake Hutto on the snap. Well, he came after it pretty hard, but a nice punt.
A really nice punt.
Returnable, but they got good coverage. When you go for a little bit of a block, usually knock them in. So there you go. Pretty good turn of the field for the Cougars. Going to be 1st and 10 for the Tigers at their own 25.
Returns the punt.
So Dothan will have a 1st and 10. 2:59 left in the first.
First and 10, Dothan.
The Tigers are leading by 1, 7-6 over the crosstown rivals Northview Cougars. That was I ran into Jack Stansel's dad yesterday. And Jack is playing up at Harvard.
That's right.
He played with Dothan High. It was 2 years ago. And he got a scholarship to Harvard in football, and he had a touchdown last week.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Yeah, good fellow. We always enjoyed watching him out here.
And I tell you, several players that have played in this game recently are making an impact in college. Joseph Peterson from Dothan High over at Georgia State. Malik Reed, Nevada. He's playing with Nevada. And then you have a couple of Northview players that are making an impact.
You got Jalen Harrison for Troy and then Marquez White for Northview, both really good players, good defensive backs.
And if you go way back,
yeah,
you can talk about some of the guys that have gone on to play in the professional ranks. Larry Roberts, a couple of Super Bowl rings with the San Francisco 49ers. Isaiah Reese with the Dallas Cowboys. They give it to the big man, bulldozing forward. Wow.
There it is.
And a flag.
And that's kind of what we talked about a little bit earlier, Mitt. I'm not pathetic. Just said, hey, Might be a night for Dozier to get some carries and be something a little different.
Yeah, Dion Dozier with the big gainer. We'll see what the flag is.
See what it was. Something happened in the pile. Offsetting.
Offsetting penalties. So it was after the play.
Still get a lot of little that going on. 2 minutes left in the first quarter. You would by this time you'd hopefully be a little settled down, and but you get a big pile of guys that all know each other. There's a lot of things happening in those piles.
1st and 10 for the Tigers.
Boom! Let me tell you, I gotta give him credit. He read that play very well.
And that was Tyler Lindell.
Sure did. He read that play very well.
He did. He had that one sniffed out, Jimbo.
And here's the thing. Good thing he's either been watching film or he's got great instincts or a little of both.
So that was a loss of 3. So it brings up a 2nd and 13 for the Tigers. And another whistle. Procedure call against the Tigers, and now they're starting to make some mistakes and moving the ball in the wrong direction. .107 left in the first. Dothan leads Northview by 7-6.
I don't know where all Coach White does his scouting, but you know what? He's always got some big fellas on the line, doesn't he?
Yeah.
I'm convinced that he does a lot of his scouting at Golden Corral. What do you think?
That'd be a good place to start.
All right. Maybe over there by the chocolate fountain. Not that I've ever seen it. Wow.
Daniel tries to hit Dawsey, and it's a little behind him, and it's incomplete.
Had him open a bit. Had him right there in between coverage.
So it's going to bring up a 3rd and 19 for the Tigers. Mike Daniel. A quick out and not much there. So it's going to bring up 4th down for the Tigers. That was complete over the blocker.
Play,
4th down, 15.
4th and 15 for the Tigers.
He's got them all spread, man. I would not be surprised to see a quick kick.
Good high punt. Calls for the fair catch, and it will be taken at the 14-yard line of Northview. So with 11 seconds left in the first quarter, we have a 7-6 Dothan lead.
Cougars will take over at the 15, 1st and 10.
So Northview will be taken over at their own 15-yard line.
And there you go, Mitch. You know what you saw was, of course, 2 good opening drives, both offenses, but second time around, obviously a little defensive adjustment, or as they say, they started seeing a little bit of the same thing. Both of them stiffened up, a few penalties, and we're still 7-6.
They hand the ball off, and not much there across the 15 to about the 17. That was Roderick Melton.
But they didn't blow the horn, but that'll be the end of the quarter.
Yeah. So we've come to the end of one, and the score is the Dothan Tigers 7, Northview Cougars 6. We'll be back with second quarter action after this timeout. You're watching the Scenic Sports Network. All right. Hello and welcome back to Rip Hughes Stadium. We're at Wildfield tonight, where this is the 37th meeting between the Northview Cougars and Dothan High Tigers. I'm Nick Kirkland along with Jimbo Lawton and Cliff Nyman. And Jimbo, it was a very interesting first.
Absolutely. Two good opening drives from both offenses, and then between penalties and some a little feeling out by the defense, it stiffened up. The difference in this game, we've said it a couple of times already, special teams blocked extra point for the Dothan High Tigers, blocked an extra point of the Cougars on that first drive. There's your difference in the game. First play for the first couple of plays for the Cougars got them up to the, put them in a 3rd and 5 position pretty quick.
Yeah, I think the last 2 drives, both teams scored on their initial drives of the game. Northview put together a 65-yard drive and Dothan an 80-yard drive. And they fumble.
And he looks like the Cougars are covered. It's just going to give them an opportunity to punt now, Mitt.
Right. And the last drive for Dothan, the last drive for Northview, both were just full of penalties, and that kind of caused both drives to stall, and both teams wound up punting the ball.
Yeah, this time you had a couple of plays, your 3rd and 5, and you have a miscue. So, it looks like the Tigers, given what we've seen, should get the ball in pretty good field position. Although Cougar punter last time, who is Kobe Neenan, did a nice job, 6'3", 190.
He does it all, Jimbo. He's a great field goal kicker. He's hit a 50 as long as he's 8 of 10 for the year. And
a little wobbly, but we'll send him back a little bit, backpedaling.
Dothan takes it on the 40 and out to about the 44-yard line is Devonair Martin.
So again, another punt in excess of the 40-yard plus range. Again, Tigers are putting a little pressure, so good coverage by the Cougars downfield.
And what I was saying about Neenan, one kick, he's missed 2 field goals this year, and one of them was from 56. So, okay, you can go to college and pros, they're going to miss a 56-yarder.
That's right.
They hand off the ball to Tyson, and he's met and hit hard by by number 5, Stephen Davis.
Yeah, nice play by Davis coming out of the corner.
Loss of 1 on the play, 2nd down 11.
So it's a loss of 1. It brings up a 2nd and 11 for the Tigers.
Yeah, we started this game out and thought we were about to see a track meet, and all of a sudden we got a little bit of a chess match here.
McDaniels chased out of the pocket, and he almost found Blocker. He did find him, but the pass was a little low and incomplete.
It was, but I'll tell you what, for a second there, I thought we were going to have a highlight reel catch. Blocker was trying to keep his hands on it, but just couldn't do it.
So it's a 3rd and 11 for the Tigers. Williams in the backfield and the pass is complete over to Baggett. And it's right at the first down marker, depending on the spot.
Looks like a good spot. I mean, looks like a good fair spot, and it's going to be there, Mitt. Matter of fact, they're already moving the chains.
First down at the Cougar 45.
So it's the first down for the Tigers at the Cougar 45. And they drew Northview offside.
Sure did. Good time to call it. Got a little momentum and go on a delayed count and pick up a quick 5.
The call is offsides against the Cougars.
So that will move the ball to the Northview 40-yard line. Dothan's trying to keep this drive going. They started on their own 45. They hand it to Tyson Williams. He spins out, but he's going to be taken down. In on that tackle was number 30 for Northview, John Howard.
Tell you who else, I'm going to give Chandler Davis for them kudos. Got away from him. He tried to stay with it and came back after Williams broke away from him on the first tackle, came back to assist.
So it brings up a 2nd and 3 for the Tigers. They can give it to Williams, and he spins forward. He's going to be just shy of the 35.
And they're sending in the heavy equipment. Here comes Dozier on a 3rd and short.
Dozier rolls out on the field.
3rd down 2.
3rd and 2 for the Tigers. They have Dozier and Williams in the backfield. They hand it off to the first man. It's Dozier, and he Dozier's forward enough for the Tiger first down.
You know, you got to be feeling good, Mitt, when you can say, I'm sending him in. Everybody in the stadium knows he's going to get the ball, and he picks up 2, then gets an extra yard or 2 moving the pile. So nice job of everybody on Dothan High for that one. And they're going to give him another dose of Dozier. And all of a sudden, look at that,
Dozier puts the move. Dozier
What?
takes it to the 5.
Dozier all of a sudden thought he was a tailback, not a fullback, Mitt. You know, I didn't stay at a Holiday Inn Express last night, but so far what I said about Dozier has got some truth to it.
Wow, he's hard to bring down. So that was a gain of about almost 30 yards.
All right, Diamond, talk to us about it down there.
They give it to Dozier, and he Dozier's forward, and he's going to be stopped shy of the goal line.
Well, at first I thought that Dothan High had exposed some type of weakness up the middle with Northview, but they had started to stop Tyson Williams, but then Deion Dozier came through with some nice runs, so he's having a good game so far.
2nd and goal. The ball from on the 3-yard line. And Northview wants a timeout. So with 8:12 left in the first half, Dothan leads Northview 7-6. So it's 2nd and goal for the Tigers from the 3-yard line of the Cougars. Dozier's still in there along with
They got the
Williams.
heavy package over here on the right side.
They give it to Williams, and he fumbles the ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they're going to say he fumbled in the end zone. This is the referee on the line judge.
That was no touchdown. That was a fumble. That was no touchdown.
Good call, Diamond. We were sitting here, and I saw the marker come out.
Wow.
And it was one of those. It was an effort fumble, wasn't it?
And there ain't no instant replay, so that baby counts. That's coming the other way.
It's going to come out to the 20 since it went into the end zone. But did you see it like we did, Diamond? It looked like an effort fumble with Williams reaching.
Well, he was reaching out, and he just fell out. He kind of reached a little early and got pinned up and couldn't get in there.
So Williams missed his 2nd fumble of the night. He lost, recovered one, and he lost that one. And so Northview gets a big break.
Huge break. Looked like Tigers were just about to push it on in. And as you say, an effort fumble. I'm kind of a little surprised Northview ran that ball. Sometimes you'll see somebody go long right after something like that. Really imperative. Cougars need to move the ball a little bit. Other than the first drive, they've done nothing with the ball, Mitt. So
Well, they're running every time. They haven't passed the ball. They need to mix it up and throw some little short passes and try to loosen that defense up a little bit.
yeah, you wait till 3rd and 9 every time to throw it. You're gonna have a long night.
Yeah, so the Tigers do a good job of stacking them up at the line of scrimmage. So it's going to bring up a 3rd and 9.
3rd down 9.
So we saw him do quite a bit of that, Cliff, in the game against Park Crossing. He drops back.
Looking, crossing pattern. Wow, nice defense.
Incomplete. And a good hit that time, drawing the ball loose, was Kassan Wall of
He
Dothan.
ran into a wall, and that's a fact. I got to tell you, Kassan Wall just timed it just right. And I got to tell you, Jeffrey Greer still trying to work his way to the sideline.
So Northview, after getting a big break, go 3 and out. Dothan was 1 yard from the goal line and fumbled the ball, and Northview, the ball rolled in the end zone, and it became Northview's ball at the 20, and they end up at the 21. You have to take advantage of turnovers.
Absolutely.
Something you want to do, always try to get points off turnovers. Needham boots one.
Another rocket. He's going to send him a little deep.
He's taken at the 36-yard line.
Boom! Well, nice block down the field. Latrell Anglin came just blowing downfield and knocked the defender off that run back. And I'll tell you, you got Coach White coming over to make sure he's pulling somebody else out to have a discussion.
Yeah.
He's just instructional advice. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. That's what it was. So Dothan will be starting great field position, the 45-yard line. Again.
I've seen Coach White give some instructional advice like that before and see whoever it is make their way very quickly to the sideline and get out of his direction.
Dozier's still in the game for the Tigers. They hand it off to Bulldozer, and he cuts to the middle, and he picks up a Dothan first down.
10 yards of slice. That's better than free pizza, Mitt. 10 yards of slice right there.
Deion Dozier. He had rushed for 239 yards and 2 touchdowns off 59 carries so far this year, and I think tonight he's rushed for probably a good 40 yards. Well, no, he's picked up over 50.
Oh, because he had a couple of good runs.
Yeah, because he had almost 30 on that one run.
All right, Diamond, talk to us. What you hearing anything over on the Tiger sideline that would give you any thoughts about what the way forward?
Well, you know, obviously there was some disappointment with the fumble and all, but Deion Dozier's giving them a breath of life here. They're having a hard time matching up with his physicality, so they're just going with him right now. He's the better option.
They moved Tyson Williams out to wide receiver. And it's intercepted by
Northview. Oh, my God, that
Northview.
could be a pick six, Mitt. I'm going to tell you something. Wow, and it was such a delayed reaction. Look at that, number 14. If I've got that right, the senior Javante Lee.
Lee picks it and takes it to the house.
That may have been one of the most low-key pick sixes for the first 20 yards I've ever seen.
That was about a 65-yard interception.
It sure was. Everybody just froze for a minute. What'd you see from ground level, Diamond? What'd you see from ground level, Diamond?
So
that was number 14, Javante Lee.
Yeah, they're senior, and I told him, I said the first 20 yards is the most low-key thing I've seen. It was seriously about as low-key as that block punt touchdown in the Alabama game.
I didn't even see it. It took me a second to figure out what had happened, even down here.
Oh, nice.
Oh, great
call.
So Northview comes up empty on both extra points.
Well, yeah, they were trying to throw it, it looked like, to...
Did you get the number of who knocked that ball out, Cliff?
Who what?
Who tipped the ball to knock it away?
I don't think so. He just missed it. I think it just went off the hands of Mason
it wasn't tipped at all. He just totally dropped it.
Yeah, just Mason Wakefield just couldn't quite get a hand on it. He's the sophomore quarterback. Great call, though, I thought it. He had him open in a nice-looking play. So, wow, what a turn of events. If you go back about 3 minutes, Mitt, you had Dothan High about to punch it in and should have been up 14-6. And where we stand at the 5:42 mark is, of all things, 12-7 Northview. Based still again off that missed extra point and an attempt for 2 that looked pretty successful but didn't happen. And here we are, 12-7.
And the thing about it, that was like a 13-point turnaround. Because Dothan was about to take it in and could have gotten a touchdown to extra point, but Northview scores on the other end. So, you're talking a 13-point turnaround, which makes a big difference, and it could come back to be the difference in this game.
Sure. And again, playing rivalry games, Referee timeout by the Cougars, looks like.
So 5:42 left in the first half. Northview leads Dothan 12-7. So Northview scores on a 65-yard interception by Javante Lee. Picking off Jacoby McDaniels. He had thrown for 8 touchdown passes. That's his 9th interception of the year. And you definitely don't want more interceptions than touchdowns.
Yep, that won't get your quarterback rating up, will it, Matt?
It won't help.
And here comes that squib kick.
They were successful with it twice last week against Park Crossing.
And that's get that thing down. That's a smart play. Instead of taking the risk and doing those things, you're just seeing that so much more. It'd be interesting to start seeing the true return stats, both in college as well, and just seeing what that really becomes to look like over time, because teams just aren't willing to let somebody have a shot at running the ball back in.
And I thought the rule was created to make it more competitive and make there be more run backs.
I'm not convinced, Diamond, that the injury piece, hasn't played into that. And, how many times did they put?
Well, I definitely think that is the driving factor, is reducing head-on-head collisions. And you see a lot of really nasty ones on kickoff returns.
Absolutely. All right.
They handed off to Dozier, and he's met by number 96 of the Cougars, Isaiah Cruz. So no gain on the play. It brings up a 2nd and 10 for the Tigers. Tyson Williams in the backfield with McDaniel. He hands it off. He fakes the handoff to Williams. He goes to the outside, and he should have enough for a Dothan first down. Well, he went out of bounds a little too soon.
It's like they're going to spot that just.
Yeah, he's going to be a couple of yards short. So it's going to bring up a 3rd and 2 for the Tigers.
We'll try to get it.
They tried to draw him off.
Tried to get it the easy way. That's all right. Trips to our side, the near side. And,
and he pitches the back.
Oh, my goodness.
And it's a fumble. And Dothan luckily recovers the fumble. They are just out of sync right now. They are making mistake after mistake.
And it's not the little mistake. What are you seeing down there, Diamond?
I was just going to comment on what Mitt was saying. It's just sloppy play, and it's on both sides, really. You're seeing penalties from Northview and turnovers and potential turnovers from Dothan. It's just sloppy play.
I'm going to go ahead and say this early. I'm not trying to jinx the team. They get into the playoffs and they do this. It'll be all you'll be able to do is say you made the playoffs. You won't last long doing that.
Right. Both teams came out their first drives looking really good, but since then, it hadn't been very pretty. And the ball is going to be marked out of bounds at the 42 on the punt. So Northview will be starting in pretty good field position.
Yeah, 4 minutes left. If you're the Cougars, what you need to do is you need to get something going on offense here. You other than the first drive, you've really shown nothing. So what you got to do here is to see what you can get established on this drive. No questions asked.
Yeah, their second score came on an interception for a touchdown by Javante Lee. So the offense has produced 6 points, and the defense has produced 6 points. 1st and 10 from the 42.
All right, let's see. I thought we might see something
goes
deep. Look at that.
Long.
Wow.
Marshall goes long, and that was intended for.
Was that easily out there? I couldn't tell if that was
I
Easley
couldn't
or
tell
Greer.
either.
Let's see. What? Yeah, I have to believe that was Colby Easley. He had a step on him for sure, Mitt, but that ball was going to need to be laid right in there.
So it brings up a 2nd and 10 for the Cougars. This is his 37th time these teams have met. Melton.
There you go.
Goes across midfield.
Let's see if Northview can do anything on this is the first probably 3rd and short they've had in a while. Typically it's been 3rd and 9 or more every time.
So it's a 3rd and 2 for the Cougars.
Jake Hutto in the middle, centering for the Cougars.
They give it to Milton, and he picks his way, but I think he's going to be stopped shy of the first down.
He picked up about a yard, but he needed 2, Mitt. Be interesting to see what they do here. 3:25, you're across the 50. This is one of those deals. I'm not so sure you don't go for it, and I'll tell you why. I mean, I know they think I can pin them back, but you all of a sudden don't go for it here. You're really in high school. You're saying, I can't make it. Now, maybe he goes with a long snap count. Let's see.
4th and 1.
Look at that. Dothan High probably called a timeout.
Dothan calls a timeout.
That's
so with,
smart.
Yeah, with 3:05 left in the first half, Northview leads Dothan 12-7. A good crowd on hand tonight as Dothan takes on Northview. We haven't seen a crowd like this in a while, Jimbo. This game means more than just crosstown rivalry. It means playoff opportunities and possible home field advantage in the playoffs.
Yeah, if you win tonight, you're definitely in a good spot for the playoff. If not, you got some work to do.
4th and 1 for the Cougars. Tyler Marshall keeps it, and he gets the. Well, it's going to be close,
Yeah,
but I think he got
his
it.
progress, what they spotted it, he's got it based on the spot, Mitt, but by about a half yard. Yeah,
Yeah, he got it.
And to go with that, you talk about that, and with particularly with the growth of some of the other schools, and then several of them picking up football. You get sometimes it's hard to fill, but Dothan High side definitely full tonight. Northview side probably running about 75%. So, wow.
Marshall complete over to Easley. And it's going to should be enough for another Cougar first down.
Good job, good job by the Dothan High DB over there. I believe that it was Latrell Anglin turning that back in because it was a receiver with the ball and a receiver as a blocker and just him. So he did a nice job of turning that play back inside to prevent it from being, as they would say in the college ranks, an explosive play.
They hand the ball off to Melton, and not much there, and that could have been he should have turned loose there. That could have been a penalty.
Yeah.
It was a little excessive, but no call.
And Mitt, I don't know if you remember last week, Melton threw the halfback pass, so I'm thinking about that in my mind. They're going to go back to that eventually.
Yeah, I think we'll see it tonight. Melton's in the
He actually threw a really good pass. It was a good ball.
Yeah, it was for a touchdown.
Oh, there it is.
A quick screen.
Wow, nice play again.
Great play that time.
I'm going to tell you, that's Anglin again. We've called Latrell Anglin's name several times, and I'm impressed with the way he's playing out there on the corner.
That was a great open field tackle.
Two good plays on this drive. One to turn that pass back in and that receiver back inside, and of course right then a nice tackle to make it. Again, Northview ought to be used to this now, 3rd and long.
Down to a minute and a half, and they're not using their timeout. They're losing a lot of time. Well, they just have one left, Northview. I guess they're going to try to save that timeout.
Well, they ought to look for some yardage. We mentioned what they're.
Pass complete.
Nice catch out there by Colby. Easily met.
Yeah, good pass that time by Tyler Marshall.
And you know what? And you're right. Cougars got to be a little careful. A minute 9. You're at the 25, well within Neenan's range. Not that you're looking for the field goal, but
it's a great weapon to have.
Yeah.
And they fumble the ball, and they lose yards.
I don't mean to laugh. I'm like, are you kidding me? Laugh. That's what that was.
Back at the 32-yard line. But they're going to mark it at the 30.
And clock
running.
No,
32.
Yeah, and clock running.
Right, so they lost a lot of time on that play.
So it'll be a 49-yarder. They didn't have great blocking on the extra point. Let's see what he's got here. Okay.
Complete pass over to Easley again.
And the clock's running, Mitt. 38 seconds.
Greer on the reception.
Now that's interesting. You take your timeout now. You got 37 seconds. You couldn't go up. Well, you could have. You spiked it. You're just planning for the deal anyway. I got to believe that the Cougars, there's going to be a pass play here, and short of they don't make the pass, they don't have a completion to do the right thing. You're going to see Neenan run out. What do you think, Mitt?
I think you're right on it. I think you'll see them try to pick up another 5-10 yards.
What do you think about that, Diamond? What's your call?
Yeah, I expect we'll see Melton get it. Well, I don't know.
no timeouts, and if you don't make it,
You got 37 seconds. I mean, that's
Yeah.
enough time to do pretty much whatever you want, but obviously you can't spike it. You just got to
sure.
go out there with ice in your veins and kick the field goal with the clock running.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see if they make a play for the end zone here or not. That might be your deal. Is try easily 6'3", 180. I don't know if I'd want him against Anglin, but you might try easily. He's your, you got Wilson. He's another 6'3" receiver.
So we'll see what they do. Marshall rolls out, and that one was way off the mark.
I think he hit the trombone, number 2 trombone player with that one. All right, 4th and 8. Here we go. We're gonna get a dose of Kobe Neenan.
Yeah, and the ball's on the 23-yard line.
So it looks like Neenan, and he, might make this a
This will be
40-yarder.
a 40-yarder.
What do you think?
It'll be a 40-yarder.
Well, we saw him hit a 40 and we saw him hit a 50 and two 40s, Cliff. A 40 and a 35 in the same game.
We're talking about 240s, man.
Huh? A flag.
It's not good. Somebody break a huddle. Did somebody might be on Dothan High? He's pointing at him. Was he lined up in the neutral zone?
I think it's against Dothan.
That's what I'm wondering. Is he lined up in the neutral zone? Let's see. Okay,
Yeah.
there you go. I don't think that changes anything except the fact he's going to be 5 yards closer.
So it will be a 35-yard attempt.
All right. Didn't see Neenan do his arm
Neenan is
direction, but I'm not worried about him.
Yeah, he's 8 out of 10, and
Guess what?
he hooked that one.
I'm telling you, every other time he's always he points his arm and does it. For some reason after that he didn't do it. But all right, 26 and a half seconds left in the first half, Mitt. Looks like we are, I'm not going to say that. I was about to say looks like we'll probably head in at 12. We'll score 12-7, but as soon as I say that.
Something will happen. 26 seconds left in the half, and Northview's on top, 12-7. Each team offense has scored a touchdown, and Northview's second score came on about a 65-yard interception by Javante Lee to put the Cougars ahead 12, and they missed. They tried a 2-point conversion on their last touchdown, and so Dothan's just going to run the clock out. Their first, they fumbled the snap and weren't able to get off a extra point kick, and so that's why they are down. They missed the 2 extra points, so they're up by 5. So we've come to halftime, and this is the 37th meeting between the Northview Cougars and Dothan High Tigers, and the Cougars take a halftime lead 12-7. We'll be back with halftime activities after this timeout. You're watching the Scenic Sports Network.
Dothan City Schools Superintendent Dr. Charles Ledbetter, Northview High School Principal Mr. Charles Corbett, we proudly present to you the Northview Cougar Marching Band. The band is under the direction of Band Director Mr. Larry Baxter. The Assistant Band Directors are Mr. Philip Barnes and Mrs. Jamie Howard. The percussion instructor is Mr. Marcus Jordan. The Cougar Band is under field command of Drum Major Manya Wimberly, the color guard captains Emily Whittam and Madison Black. Our halftime show features songs from Aladdin, Monsters Inc., Beauty and the Beast, The Lion King, and Pinocchio. Drum major, Manda Ruble, is your band ready? Ladies and gentlemen, we hope you enjoyed tonight's performance. The Dark Side of Disney.
2015 edition of the Dothan High School Marching Band. Tonight, we celebrate the 70th anniversary of the Allied victory in World War II. Join us for a sentimental journey back to the days when swing was king and victory was close at hand. In 1945, America was busy fighting a world war on two major fronts, and for lonely GIs in service halfway across the world, it was the USO variety show in Armed Forces Radio that shored up morale. Music was the sound of home, and that music was almost always the sound of swing. delay.
Hello and welcome back to Riphew Stadium. We're at Wildfield tonight where the Dothan Tigers and the Northview Cougars are going at it for the 37th time. Dothan leads the series 20-17, Jimbo, along with Jimbo Lofton and Cliff Nyman on the sideline. And what are your thoughts of the first half?
You know, Mitt, both those teams, I really did. I thought we were about to be due for a track beat. Both teams came in, mixed it up, moved it down the field on offense on the opening drives. At that point, the only difference was a blocked extra point. The Tigers blocked the one of the Cougars. But after that, the whole complexion changed. The only other score after that was a pick six by Northview, and that's where we're going to start at 12-7 with a pooch kick to get going. So Dothan's going to pick up and start with the ball at the 34. But mid after that, saw a little bit, saw some penalties and some other things happened. And, of course, the biggest one, probably if you had to call the turning point of the first half, Dothan High is about to punch it in to go ahead, and on an effort fumble, Tyson Williams loses the ball into the end zone. Cougars get it from there, and that changed the whole complexion of that first half.
It really did, and the interception for a touchdown by Javante Lee, 65, yards or so out to put the Cougars ahead. So this second half, we'll just have to see what happens. Both teams had quite a few miscues.
And the first thing right out of the blocks, we talked about it earlier. I mentioned it tonight in in the Lofton zone. I thought about it. I said, what's going to happen? I said, I think we're going to see some unique impact by Bulldozer. You got to talk about Tyson Williams, great running back from Dothan High, Roderick Melton for the Cougars. But the unsung, kind of that guy laying back out in the corner was Bulldozer. Now, look at this, Mitt. Ooh. But anyway, what I was going to tell you was he had a nice impact in the first half, had some good plays. But anyway, both quarterbacks, a little action. Back over to you, Mitt.
Right, and Northview scored first with 11:05 left in the first on a 3-yard TD run by Melton. And the second, Dothan scored with 6:28 left in the first on a 2-yard TD run by the quarterback McDaniel to make it 7-6. And Northview's second score came with 5:42 left in the half on a 65-yard interception by Javante Lee. So it's a 2nd and 6 for the Tigers. And McDaniel keeps it, and he gets it outside and stumbles forward inside the 40 down to about the 39-yard line, and it's a Tiger first down.
Mitt, I'm going to tell you, if Chandler Davis doesn't at least trip him up a bit, we might be having the band playing hard on the Dothan side. But first down looks almost like the way the game opened, Mitt.
They give it to Dozier, and he skips his way through and runs over a couple of defenders and picks up another Dothan first down to about the 26-yard line of Northview.
Sliced it for about 12 yards on that play. And again, Dothan going hurry up.
And we have an injured player leaving the field for Dothan.
Looks like Kobe Baggett has got some kind of a cramp.
McDaniel keeps it, and he's got some running room, and he's going to be taken out, knocked down at the 5-yard line. That tackle by number 5, Stephen Davis.
Tell you what, I like what they're doing. I'm going to weigh in with Diamond in a second, but what I like is they've run Dozier, and then out of the same play, they're going to come out and run an option with basically most of the time there with McDaniel keeping it.
They give it to the big man again, and he just stumbles forward for the touchdown.
That's it. Just carried the pile in.
Did they give it? Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, he hit it. He came in. They hit him at the 3, and he just piled on in from there in the pile. Well, what do you think down there, Diamond?
Yeah, that was a nice drive. Them just running the ball and getting down there with Dozier and punching it in. Good physical football.
Yeah. So Dozier with the touchdown from 5 yards out. Nice play.
Dozier has been very effective tonight.
Yeah, we've seen Tyson Williams, I don't want to say he struggled, but he has slowed down a little bit. This is the first quarter, but Dozier's picking up the slack for him.
Yeah, and Williams has had 2 fumbles.
Oh, and guess what?
Well, that was flags.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think they're going to be glad there was a flag.
So Dothan comes out, and it's against Northview, so Dothan will get another opportunity.
Now, this is interesting. Does Dothan High, hey, Diamond, do you think about going for 2 here if you're Dothan? Are you chasing points too early? Let me hear your thought on that.
Well, I'm thinking that Dothan may. No, I think they're just going to go because Northview's missed both of their extra points.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm saying they're up by 1. Do you do that again and go ahead and say, hey, let me get up by 3? I don't think this is a field goal game, though, at this point.
Well, and they missed the extra point.
Well.
So Dothan missed the extra point.
All right. You would not think a 13-12 score would be based on 4 touchdowns, would you, Mitt?
No, you would not. So Dothan goes up by 1, 13-12 with 10:19 left in the third. So Dothan puts together a 66-yard drive capped off by a 5-yard TD run by the Bulldozer, Dion Dozier.
I think we'll get a run back this time, Mitt. He's going to field it at the 10. That's Colby Easley. A little daylight out across the 30. You're going to start at about the 31.5 yard line.
So a good return of about 21 yards by the Cougars. So we'll see if they come out in the attack mode. You know, things they've got to get something going here.
Yeah, let's be interesting to see. You know, like you said, this looks like Groundhog Day so far. We had the start of the first of the second half looked like the first. We'll see what the Cougars come out with.
1st and 10 for the Cougars from the 32-yard line. Tyler Marshall, he hands the ball off to Melton, and Melton's going to be tripped up at the gain of a couple.
And that was Keedron Wilson in at quarterback instead of Tyler Marshall.
Is it Wilson?
Yeah, that's Wilson. They're running that read option.
I'm sorry. Let's see. Wilson.
Yeah, they may have picked up a little cue from what they saw going on with the Tigers on that last possession, Diamond.
And he keeps the ball, and he's hit high.
Well, we saw this look last week from Northview, too. They came out in this read option with most of the game with Keedron Wilson, so we'll see if they stick with it or go back to Marshall.
And Wilson plays as wide receiver. They're just trying to get something going now. He threw a touchdown pass last week.
You got McCarthy in there as well.
They hand the ball off to Melton, and he spins forward for a Northview first down.
Good. Found a little crease there, Mitt, and just enough to get down. I thought that's a little gutsy to have kind of what I call a little bit of a long developing play on third and relatively long for them. I guess third and 6.
Marshall back in as quarterback. Roderick Melton in the background with backfield with him. He hands it off to Melton. He's got some running room, and he's going to be taken down inside the 45 at about the 43-yard line.
Okay.
So it's a Cougar first down.
And you got to give some kudos to the big uglies up front there for Northview. You got Jake Hutto in the center. Let's see. Jake's not playing center. You got Xavier Gonzalez. No.
They hand the ball off to Greer, and he's hit hard.
Jeffrey Greer carries for the Cougars, tackled by Devin Martin.
Martin on the tackle.
Gain of 1 on the play.
So it brings up a 2nd and 9 for the Cougars. They have the ball on the Dothan side of the field. This drive started on the Cougar 32. Cougars have slowed it down. They were in the hurry-up earlier in the game, but they are trying to get some control here. Pitch back.
He's got a crease, Mitt. He's got a corner turn.
Melton
coming back across inside.
And Melton's going to take it to the house.
I'll tell you what. Now, we've got a Cougar down at about the 38-yard line. Oh, no, let's see. Yeah, that would be Jake Hutto. I didn't see what happened there. Knowing the family, he'll be up pretty quick. Go ahead, Mitt.
Yeah, that was a 43-yard run by Melton for the touchdown.
Vision was pretty amazing there for Melton. He's coming down the sideline and brought that all the way back through to the middle of the field. As I would say, what he reminded me of is he looked like a game fish chasing a bait somewhere. I mean, it just was coming back through, and next thing you know, he crosses the goal line more near the center of the field. So pretty amazing. Great run, though.
It really was. He was able to get the defense going one way to the outside, and then he cut back to the middle and was able to take it in to the end zone for the touchdown. 43 yards out. Melton. So the Cougars go back on top.
I think they're short. People count them 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I ain't figured out what they're doing here. This may be the most bizarre thing I've seen, Mitt. So they come back.
Wilson. He's looking.
Look at that. He's got a man. He had a man open in the end zone. That look. You know what that reminded me of? Something that was played on Inglewood Drive. I mean, that was a very unique play. Although I got to tell you, at the end, he did have a man over in the corner. But Here it is. Coach Stewart, you're a good fella, but note to self, you need to work on the extra point scenario, right?
Yeah, they have not made an extra point all night.
Yeah, and I get that, but I will have to admit, I really did. I thought we were out playing on somebody's backyard with that one. But I will say this: he did have a man open in the end zone. And by that time, he just couldn't see him back over on the far side. So far be it for me. That wasn't criticism, just an observation.
Yeah. So Northview go back on top by 5, 18-13, with 7:43 left in the third. So Northview goes ahead 18-13, and I'm not quite sure what that play was.
Well, here's the real problem with that. Somebody had to sign off on that play. So that's all I know. But we're going to move forward. 18-13. Again, deja vu, Mitt. This is the start of this half. It's like the start of the last half.
Well, Needham kicks it to the 1 yard
line. He sure did, with good height.
And the Tigers return it to the 20.
All right, so we'll see. Like I said, this half, Groundhog Day started out just like the last half. We'll see what happens when we pick it up here at 7:38 to go in the third.
Cliff, any comments down from the sideline?
No, not right now. It's just it was an interesting extra point attempt there, but we'll see if Dothan come out here and build on the momentum they had in their last offensive drive.
And they give it to the big man, Dozier, and he drives forward for a couple of yards. That time the Cougars were ready for him. Host of Cougars in on that tackle. Number 80 was in on that one, Rashawn Flemings. So a gain of 3 seconds and 7 to give it to Dozier, and he gets across the 25 down to about the 27 for a short gain. It's going to bring up a third down, a 3rd and 4 for the Tigers. They're staying in that eye with Dozier and
let's see
Williams.
If they run that little option. Or let's see if they throw it out of that. But nice play. Coming across to, was that Keetrick blocker? Yeah, it sure was.
So a good pass by McDaniel's blocker.
Nice crisp pass coming back across the middle like that. Tigers going to hurry up. Big dose of the Dozier. Look at that. Rambling, stambling, ripped off another 12 yards. But he's well over 100 right now. He has to be.
He's got to be. So Dozier is really taking a workload tonight, and he's giving the Northview Cougar defense a workout.
I'm telling you, but he's a, like I said, he's a hard guy to stop.
And McDaniel keeps it, and he's going to be dropped at about the 47-yard line.
All right, Tigers have moved into Cougar territory.
That was Davis in on the tackle for Northview. So it's a 2nd and 7.
There you go again.
Another Tiger first down.
I'm telling you.
I think they're just going to try to wear the defense down with the big man running.
Yeah, there's no question that is that's a thought process, and I happen to be a proponent of that process. If you got a guy like that can just wear on him.
And Dothan fumbles again, and McDaniel was able to get back on it.
Looked like a bad exchange, Mitt. I just wasn't quite there. He's running this option. Let's see what he does here now on 2nd and long.
So it brings up a 2nd and 13
He's
for
got
the
man coverage,
Tigers.
particularly outside with no help. I just don't know what we'll see out there with that.
McDaniel tried to draw Northview offside again, but it didn't work.
Senior receivers Baggett and Blocker.
Dozier, they stack him up at the line of scrimmage. Number 23 and number 9 in on that tackle. 23 is Jernigan, and number 9 is Caleb Tillman.
Caleb Tillman, that we heard earlier about him and his potential travels up to the beautiful bluegrass state of Kentucky for the Louisville Cardinals.
So it's a 3rd and 13 for the Tigers.
All right, trips to the right. He's going to roll
Daniel
that
rolls
way.
out,
Oh, my God.
and he finds an open receiver, and it should be enough for a first down.
And that looked like, was that DJ Dawsey, his tight end he hit out there? I believe it was, Mitt.
I
believe that was number 30, Dawsey. Sure was.
Okay. So it's a 1st and 10 for the
A
Tigers.
couple of pass conversions we've seen the Tiger use down here. Here's what he's going
They
to do
give it
this
to
time.
Dozier, and he dozes his way forward inside the 20 to about the 23-yard line.
Ripped off about 8. His yard per carry, I know he's had a few where they've stuffed him, but it's got to be big.
So a gain of 9, so it brings up a 2nd and 1 for the Tigers. 4:02 left in the 3rd. So that's another Tiger first down. 1st and 10.
All right, what you
15,
see?
we had some movement up front.
Of course, both sides will be pointing, but I think that was Tigers, don't you?
I think it was.
All right, what you seeing down there, Diamond?
You know, same thing we've been seeing all night. Both teams get ahead of the chains and then get behind it with these penalties, and I don't think either one of them done a very good job once they've gotten behind the chains to move the ball, so they just got to do a better job of that.
All right, well, we'll see what we see come out. Tigers are trying to determine what direction to go on a 1st and 15 from the 20. Again, they've had success. There he goes. He's going to roll out. He's looking. Well, I'll tell you what, excellent defensive play there.
That was number 73 for the Cougars, Devin Hicks. A big play by Hicks.
That was number 23, Keenan Jernigan.
Oh, was it 23?
Keenan Jernigan.
Okay, we're still having trouble with these like numbers on like jerseys.
That's right. It was a nice play by Jernigan, the junior linebacker.
Wow.
So now here we go again, like we've talked. Moved it down in its 2nd and 20 at the 25. Pretty obvious either pass or some kind of, they're either going to run a pass that got trips out to the far side, or you may see, you're not hurt by running Tyson Williams off some kind of an option, but setting up for a pass play here. Going to go to the backside.
And it was complete over to Blocker.
And again, Keenan Jernigan with a nice play to keep it from becoming a big gainer.
Yeah, Jernigan has been all over the field tonight. He's done an excellent job.
Nice job.
Cougars.
All right.
So it brings up a 3rd and 16, the ball on the 21-yard line of the Cougars. And a missed tackle.
Oh, my goodness, that's going to be 6.
And
wow.
Blocker takes it in for the touchdown.
Flag back in line of
Oh, we have a flag.
Boy, good eyes by Diamond. Let's see if we don't. That could be in an area where we've got holding. Let's see what we got. What do you think, Diamond?
Well, a hold doesn't make sense. They threw it out in the flat. There wasn't much action there. I just don't know. It's going to be interesting.
We'll see what the call is. Face mask against Northview.
That may be enforced on the kickoff.
So,
never mind. No.
The penalty is declined, a 21-yard.
All right.
Touchdown for the Tigers.
Kind of interesting. We are here now at this point in a 6-touchdown game, and if something happens funky here, it'll be 19-18. But let's see. And the Tigers definitely going to go for 2 out of the eye.
Boy, Dothan's up by 1. We have 2:05 left in the 3rd, and
I'm going to go large. They are not going to run the same play. Look at that. Nice play.
Great
nice play.
two-point conversion. Pitch back to Tyson Williams for the 2-point conversion. Dothan goes up 21-18.
Cougars definitely were looking to see Bulldozer come in the middle, and it was a nice fake. That's one of the things. Sometimes you got to watch out, but he went ahead and pegged that thing all the way through. What do you see down there from the sideline on that, Diamond?
Well, they're doing a good job of working the middle and then working that option on the outside, and that's all they did right there. They're looking at their Dozier to get up the middle, and they just get it to the outside to Williams. Got it, just able to walk in with it. It was a really nice executed play.
Yeah, there's no kidding, and then there was a good bit of it. And then he held the ball long enough to get him obviously outside and pitch it to him. So all is well. If you're a Dothan Tiger, the score, both teams with 3 touchdowns apiece, but the 3 points difference is all due to those very important, all important extra points, man.
Extra points, you're right. And that was an 80-yard drive by the Tigers.
What I was going to say right before they called it was I can guarantee you one extra point play they're not going to run right there, Mitt. And that was one we saw a little earlier. So, nonetheless.
That was about a 5-minute, 37-yard drive for the Tigers.
So here we go. We would, theoretically, you'd be knotted up at 21, but we're not. 21-18. Short kick, and it'll be fielded at about the 12-yard line. Got a little bit of a seam here, Mitt. Little bit of a seam. Look at this. We've got Kedron. Is that Kedron Wilson?
Wow. A flag. We have a flag out about the 2 flags.
Oh, I think we're going to get, we're going to get to go
3
with
flags.
that. I don't know what all's happening here, but what all did you see, Diamond, with that? I saw a little showboat at the end, but let's see.
I'm pretty sure it's going to be personal foul type stuff. I'm pretty sure the play was over after all that happened.
Yeah.
That's about a 45-yard return.
It was a great return, and time they sort this one out, we could have had a hot pocket.
Well, actually, it was about a 55-yard return. And we'll just have to see what happens here. Yeah, officials are discussing it. We're under 2 minutes left in the third, 1:52 left. Holding.
Okay.
Northview. So that one, well, we'll see where the holding took place.
Still, Cougars still going to end up with good field position. Should be, I'm guessing, somewhere in the
around midfield.
Unless we had something happen after. I don't know what we got going on here. I see Coach Stewart and all of them out there, so let's see what we got. See if we got a second flag to go with it.
Holding against Northview. So Northview will be starting in great field position at the Dothan 49-yard line. So instead of starting at the 39, they'll be starting at the 49.
All right, let's see what the Cougars have in order here to respond with, if anything.
They give it to McCarthy, and he's hit at line of scrimmage, and another flag flies.
It's going to be a face mask.
Okay.
Against Dothan, so that will move Northview inside the, well, it's going to move them down to the 35.
Man, Diamond, I don't know what you had, but your eyes are working 100% tonight. Or was it that obvious and I just didn't see it?
I had an inside guy on it.
I got you. All right. Good life lesson. Keep all your contacts.
1st and 10 for the Cougars at the Dothan 35-yard line. Up the middle, a good run.
Be probably enough for a first down.
Yeah, and that was Melton again.
Going to get inside the 25. I'll tell you this, if you paid your money to come to the game tonight, so far you're getting your money's worth, Mitt.
Yeah, we have a Dothan player down.
See if we can get a spot on that.
So with 1:17 left in the third, Dothan leads at 21-18.
All right, so it looks like the injured Tiger there is that Devonair Martin?
Did you get the number, Cliff?
Looked like number 20.
Player?
I did not. I'm sorry.
No, that's all right. It looked like number 20, Devonair Martin. He's working his way over here.
It was Devonair Martin.
So it brings up a 2nd and 8 for the Cougars.
Good news is Mr. Martin's able to get off on his own power, and they are working him over toward the bench. I think he may have some. We'll see. Might have some cramping going on there.
But that's a big injury for Dothan because their secondary was already a little thin, losing Juwan Moore, so they don't need to lose many more out of there.
Melton takes it to the 20. So it will be a 3rd and 5.
All right, and I'm going to be honest with you. The way the Tigers have looked on these first 2 drives, Cougars do not need to go down another score to them because they've already got the extra point deficit.
Right, but they have a great field goal kicker, which is a great equalizer. So Northview's going to let the clock wind down and end the third. So we've come to the end of 3, and the score is the Dothan Tigers 21 and the Northview Cougars 18. We'll be back with more action after this timeout. You're watching the Scenic Sports Network. Hello and welcome back to Riverview Stadium at Wildfield tonight, where the Dothan Tigers and the Northview Cougars are meeting for the 37th time. And right now the Tigers are leading the Cougars by 3, 21-18, and the Cougars are in the red zone. This is Mick Kirkland along with Jimbo Lofton and Cliff Nyman.
Tyler Marshall is going to roll to his right. He's going to pitch it out to Melton, who misses a tackle, cuts it inside the 17. He's going to be a couple of yards short. You know, man, I don't know.
Well, it's going to bring up a 4th down now.
That far hash mark, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say Neenan's missed one earlier tonight, but I tell you what, he has a foot. He's kicked a 50-yarder this year.
It looks like they've looking at it and said, you know what, let's see if we can't get a field goal and tie this thing back up and kind of equalize those. 4 of the 6 extra points have been missed tonight, and of course it doesn't look that way on the scoreboard. Dothan High went for 2 on one of their efforts. So let's see. So I'm just going to tell you, I'm going to lay this out. This is the critical play of the 4th quarter right as we speak. Something didn't happen. They're going to ice him.
Boy,
that would have been good.
That would have been good from 60 because
you always got to be. You know what? And I'm going to tell you, and I say ice him. I don't know if that's what they were trying to do, but let me tell you this. We've seen this before. If you're going to do that, you call the timeout before he kicks it. If not, you're just giving the guy a free kick. What do you think about that, Diamond?
Yeah, you see it happen a lot in college. Guys try to time that up and just give them a practice shot at it, and they make the second one.
Yeah.
So I couldn't tell if you may or missed that one. Maybe y'all could tell better, but
I think
it was good.
I thought it was good too.
It was good.
It was good down to the tennis court.
Yeah.
Either way, he got another go at it.
Yeah. So if Neenan makes the field goal, this will be a 34-yard attempt. We'll have a tie score.
We'll be knotted at 21, but we don't want to, the proverbial, we don't want to count the chickens before they're hatched.
This has been an interesting game. Both teams have they've stepped it up, Jimbo.
They sure have. It's been a good contest. I had a couple of lapses here and there where I'm sure they'd like to have some of those plays back, but guess what? 11 minutes left. If you're knotted up, and we said they're evenly matched coming in, we'll see.
Both teams are 3-1 in region play.
Good snap. That looks good from here. There we go.
It's good. Neenan knocks in a 34-yard field goal to tie the score.
That would have been good from a longer distance. Definitely different style than the first one. But you know what? He needed to get that up. Dothan High has shown some nice penetration on the kick. So it was good for him to get that one up early. So as we said, 11:07. And they're knotted at 21. Diamond, what do you see as we move forward?
Well, I told him before the game it was going to be a good one, and it's shaping up to be a good one. Colby Neenan, automatic as usual, so I think he could be a big factor on down the stretch even more. We'll just have to keep an eye on it.
Well, I'll tell you, if it's within a field goal, within a couple of points, I would definitely give the advantage to Northview because Neenan is such a weapon to have.
Well, I'll tell you what we are here. Like I said, we said this earlier tonight. All we need is for Colonial bread to be, which is not Colonial. I mean, we need them to be open. Loaves of bread for 50 cents, man.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Not quite cool enough yet, but that's never stopped me from eating bread.
I'll tell you what, I really miss Colonial being here because for so many decades here at Rip Hughes Stadium, one of the things, you could go back 10, 20, 30 years, 40 years, and you ask them, what do you remember about Rip Hughes Stadium? They would always tell you the smell of that Colonial bread baking.
That's right. That's right. Absolutely. And you can tell I'm like one of, hold on a minute, I'm like one of Pavlov's dogs. I just dripped on the paper right now thinking about it.
So
all right.
I would definitely watch for an onside kick by Northview. They're pretty good at it. So
you know, and of course Dothan High's been pretty good on offense these last couple of possessions. I think you might go one of those little special. So
they go deep.
So much for what we know. Kick it away from him, kick him out of the end zone. Not bad. So there you go. Neenan was pumped up after that field goal, so he went ahead and kicked away. He looks like a pretty intelligent kicker. He might have some next level opportunities.
Yeah, he's signed with Georgia Southern. Is that correct, Cliff? I believe he had signed with Georgia Southern. But I tell you, I could see a lot of D1 schools could use a kicker like that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to mention any, but
No. Diamond's down there getting some intel, so we'll be good in a minute. But Georgia Southern, he'll have some opportunities while they run that offense. There goes, look at that. There goes Dozier.
And he picks up about 3 or 4.
Yeah.
They're going to mark him at the 24-yard line, so a gain of 4. So it brings up a 2nd and 6 for the Tigers. The Tigers still in that I formation. And McDaniel keeps it, and he jumps and hops and spins, and he gets up near the 30, so it's going to be a 3rd and short for the Tigers. About a yard short. 3rd and 1 for the Dothan Tigers. .15 left in the 4th, and we're tied at 21 apiece. They give it to Dozier, and he moves forward, and he picks up a couple of yards and enough for a
boom.
Dothan first down. Northview won it last year, 31-14. Dothan had won it 5 years in a row. Is that correct?
That's right. 5-year run by Coach White and the team, and again, I think I heard a quote earlier this week. Coach White said he's looking forward to starting a new streak. And there you go. Dozier going to pick up about 5. We see a little pattern to it.
Yeah, so Dozier takes it to about the 38, but they're going to mark it at the 37.
Caleb Tillman is going to come off the field a little gimpy. That's not a good sign for the Cougar defense.
2nd and 4. And McDaniel keeps it and pitches it to Tyson Williams.
Boy, what a good job they've done there.
And Williams is knocked out of bounds at the Northview 40.
Good job by Tevin White to continue on with the play, and Kedron Wilson came over, but boy, it was a very nice executed option, wasn't it, Mitt?
It really was. He kept it to the very last minute, pitched it to Tyson Williams, and Williams put on the afterburners, and a big game for the Tigers.
That's how you draw it up. Now it's going to be Dozier.
For 5.
Good gracious. I tell you what, Dozier may sleep in tomorrow. He's been a workhorse tonight. It's either going to be that or they're taking him to the IHOP, one of the two.
Yeah, he's a good friend with my nephew, Davion Hayes, and they stopped by my mom's house a couple of weeks ago, and he's a big boy.
Dozier. Boom! Whoa! And you know what? One thing I think some of the Northview defenders have learned, just kind of drop on down and try to take him out underneath.
Yeah, so Dozier picks up another Dothan first down, so
Just
they're inside the 30.
And we'll see. We'll see. I'm watching Dozier. He had his hands on his hips a little bit. What are you seeing down there, Diamond?
I was just saying, you're starting to see that the weakness up the middle for Northview start to rear its ugly head. They're really taking advantage of it right now with Dozier.
They give it to Dozier again, and when he gets hit, he just lowers his shoulder and picks up extra yards. He's going to be stopped at about the 20.
Yeah, he's going to pick up about another good solid 7 there. And again, do see that I don't know if Tillman's come back in yet. Well,
So it brings up a 2nd and 5. McDaniel pitches it back to Tyson Williams again, and he goes to the outside, and he's knocked out of bounds inside the 10-yard line.
Nice play. You know, he was wrapped up, thought there might be thrown for a loss, but he had the whereabouts and the understanding where his running back was to get that ball out to the corner to him.
What Dothan has done, they've sent Dozier up the middle, Dozier up the middle, Dozier up the middle, and it's opened up opportunities on the edges.
And you know what? You can look at this, and you can easily see it happen. You know, as a defense, you naturally start getting drawn in when that happens.
So it brings up a 2nd and goal for the Tigers. The ball on the 7-yard line. This drive started on the Dothan 20-yard line. McDaniel cuts back to the middle, and he takes it in from 7 yards out for the touchdown.
Nice run and made a couple of Cougars miss down there. Very, very good run and elusive, good eyes. And you sent out there with Dozier as a blocker for interference, and then did that. I will tell you this. Dozier's got both hands on his hips. He's earned that, but he's walking back over a little slow. I don't know if they got oxygen tanks on the sideline, but I'm pretty sure he could probably use a breather right now. Great run, though. Great run for a touchdown.
Extra point attempt up and
good. Is good, and that was critical.
So Dothan goes up by 7, 28-21, with 7:19 left in the 4th. So Dothan puts together a 80-yard drive, capped off with a 7-yard TD run by McDaniel. And Dothan goes up by 7, 28-21.
And a lot of that mitt was set up by the heavy equipment bulldozer. I mean, it just was. All right.
So Dothan goes with the pooch kick.
And now that's a dangerous man to get that ball. Oh.
Wow, he tripped. That was easily.
Yeah, the turf monster got him. And we got a flag over here on this side, and I think we're gonna have some unsportsman by a I don't know. We'll see.
And Easley is down.
Easley's down. I wonder if he's got a cramp.
It should be offsetting penalties, but man, I could see it just being against Dothan because he was on top of him, letting him have it pretty bad, choking him and stuff.
Yeah. So.
He may have a hammy. I can't tell out here, Mitt. Diamond.
So yeah. So 7-14. Let's see what the penalty is. Unsportsmanlike against Dothan.
Okay. Diamond's all over it again.
Yeah, I think Easley's okay. He's leaving the field on his own power. It's probably a cramp or something.
I think he's going to come back and have a banana, some pickle juice, and put some tape around that thing. Let's go.
So Northview will be starting on the Dothan side of the field on the DHS 46-yard line.
You know, not something what you know, and I get it. Emotions get going, you get excited, but you know, that's what you call it. You know, some people call them a selfish penalty. I just call it a dumb penalty. You don't want to do that. In the middle of this, you're taking a lead, you're doing that, you're going to give somebody that. Look at that play.
Pass.
I'm going to tell you what, he might be gone. Let's see. Wow.
Great reception that time by number 7. Blocker is back.
How about that? Great call by the Cougars. got all that tied up. They've been trying to run it, and a very nice run. There just wasn't many people out there. A lot of space for Keetrick blocker, and we see what happened.
That was about a 42-yard gain.
Now here's the key. See if the Cougars can do something. I don't recall any of their TDs really being that tight into the red zone. Let's see what we got.
So they're first and goal from the 8. Milton cuts to the middle and drives, and he's going to be stopped just about the 5-yard line.
Second effort got him there, Mitt. That looked like a no-gainer at best to start with. And again, what I tell you is it just doesn't look like right now that the Cougars have quite the arsenal inside the red zone that the Tigers have been showing. But you know what? Let's not count them out. Let's watch and see what they do. Gotten it down here to the 5-yard line. Second and 5, no question.
And Wilson's in at quarterback.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting too. Oh, look at that.
Straight into the end zone for the touchdown.
Roderick
Milton.
Hey, so by the way, scratch all that I just got through saying about the arsenal they don't have as they get into the red zone. Diamond, what'd you see with all that there on that little drive?
Well, I like the fact they just handed the ball off. I mean, I think last week they got in a situation where they got a little bit fancy down by the red zone, but that was simple right there. Just give it to your best player.
Absolutely.
So Dothan's up 28-27, and
I'm going to go way out there. They still aren't going to run that extra point play they ran earlier right now.
That play won't be ran again in the history of football.
So
that one's on the junk pile.
Needham for the extra point.
There we go. It's good.
It's good, and we're tied at 20.
Got a flag on the back end. That's going to be tacked on.
Well, that'll be tacked on to the kickoff, right?
Looks like they hit Neenan there late.
Yeah, and of course, what I would tell you is that not that you need to give him any extra distance, but it'll be interesting to see what they.
Wow, we're tied up again.
You know, you get a little pushed and shoved in one like this. If you're not careful, you know, you can hit a lot of people and do things. Hit a kicker like that, and you might find yourself on the sideline for the rest of the game.
Yeah, you're exactly right. So, go ahead.
And not because the coach put you there either.
That drive took a minute and 15 seconds.
Well, I got to tell you, this is what we thought we were going to see when the game started, and then of course after those first couple of drives didn't happen, but the second half has been plenty of fireworks.
Yeah, it has been, and so we're tied 28 apiece. This is one of the classic games of this series, Jimbo.
Yeah, no question, no question. When I look at this, Mitt, one of the better ones I've seen for sure.
A great crowd on hand tonight on both sides of the field. Northview had a good turnout, and so did Dothan. And there had been a lot of talk about this game all week, and I'll tell you, it's turned out to be what everybody was hoping it would be. 6 minutes and 4 seconds left. Neenan puts the foot in it, and
hit a worm
it goes.
burner.
Yeah, it goes into the end zone. So Dothan will get it at the 20, and they drove it from the 20, their last possession for the score, for 80 yards. And they've done a couple of 80-yard drives tonight, so to them, that's not a big deal.
Yeah, this is one of those games. It'll be, I got a feeling. I don't know how, I don't know if they had him a Cliff Bar or something over there to give him, but you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if the coach said, all right, Dozier, I got to have you, kind of like in Facing the Giants, the death crawl. I got to have you one more run here, okay? I got to have you carried 8 times, and we're going to chew up some clock, but let's see.
1st and 10, Tigers at the 20. They give it to Dozier, and Dozier is hit at about the 23.
Second effort.
Well, did he move out to there?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I got caught back at the 23, and I didn't realize he had just moved the power forward.
Yeah, you're talking about if they can do this, you're talking about, if they depend on how they can, and sometimes it's difficult to play a little bit of a slowdown, but they can make these 45-second plays every time, man.
So it's a gain of 6, 2nd and 4. That time,
Look
Dozier.
at that.
Wow, he breaks the tackle. Dozier takes it across the 40 to the 41. What looked like it was going to be no gain. He picks up about 15.
You know, and like I told you, I was in the Embassy Suites last night, not a Holiday Inn Express, but something about him coming in tonight just looked like the right play.
So the Tigers have the ball on the 42-yard line. And Dozier, he moves forward. He gets a yard. Wow. If you got to talk about the player of the game tonight, you definitely got to put him near the top, if not on top.
Yeah, I tell you what, this would almost be a John Madden turkey leg right now. Let's see where he goes.
We're under 5 minutes left in the fourth. We're tied at 28 apiece. 2nd and 9 for the Tigers. The ball at the 44-yard line.
I think you can see the option.
McDaniels being chased, and he's got some running room, and he's going to be taken down at about the 47.
He's out of bounds, but they didn't stop the clock. I don't get that.
Maybe he was down before he went out of bounds.
Maybe.
So it brings up a 3rd and 6.
Both sides getting fired up, Mitt.
A lot of noise.
Going under 4 minutes. And there you go.
McDaniels pitches back to Williams. Williams gets across the 50, but he's going to be stopped short of the first down, so it's going to bring up a 4th.
4th and about 2, Mitt. And I can tell you, I don't think there's any question that if you're Dothan High,
you go for it.
I just don't see how you not go for it. Now, we'd have a blast here if they kicked it and whatever and ended up with an overtime game, but first I think they're going to see if they can draw them.
They give it to Dozier. Oh, and we have a flag.
I think they're going to call, well, let's see.
That's going to be a false start, guys.
Wow, that just hurts.
I guarantee it.
Dothan High, that hurts. Now, if I'm Dothan High, I got to be thinking about punting.
Yeah, because Neenan,
that's
he's
right.
a weapon.
He's the guy that makes you decide to punt this one, and that looks like the formation. So let's see. We got a little. Terrell Harris deep. Is that who we got? That's ugly. That's just going to get out of bounds.
Well, it takes a
nice Dothan
roll, yeah.
All right, Mitt. Diamond, 3:03 left. Give me your thoughts, Diamond.
Well, tie game. We got to see if Northview can string one together. I saw them in a couple situations like this last week, and they didn't do a very good job of managing the clock or executing when they needed to. So it's going to be about the defense right here.
Northview has 2 timeouts left, and Dothan has 3. And that could be a factor later on.
Marshall looks, gets out to Melton. Open field, Mitt.
And it's a first down.
Wow.
Out to the 35.
Crosses a 35.
The clock was stopped momentarily till they reset the chains. 1st and 10 for the Cougars. The ball at the 36-yard line.
All right. Back to Melton again.
And
boy,
he's hit.
Tiger defense all over the place. Josh Rowell, one of the first ones to put a helmet on him.
And also in on that tackle was number 93, Brandon Ward. So it's a 2nd and 7 for the Cougars.
Okay, let's see what's
Look out. Boy.
That's close. I believe he's going to get it on the spot, Mitt.
Right.
I think he got it.
That was Harris.
Yeah.
And I tell you what, he almost broke that one.
Yeah, that was they had him hemmed in pretty good, but he did a good job of making a guy miss.
Northview needs to get the ball inside probably the 30 to have a chance at a field goal for Neenan.
And it's just going to be hard to see how. Yeah.
So we're down to 2 minutes.
I'm gonna be, I may have to eat my words. If I'm Northview, I don't want to get into based on what I've seen in the red zone, I'm not sure I want to get into a overtime battle, just based on what I've seen inside the 20-yard line.
So it's a 2nd and 8 for the Cougars. The ball just shy of the 50. Pitch back. And a good tackle that time.
Northview's not that good at hurry up. I'm not sure they don't take it. Well, you got to save a timeout for
so it's a
else.
3rd down.
3rd and 3, buck 22, clock running, Mitt.
They're using a lot of time.
They are. You got to call a timeout here.
And that time Wilson keeps it, and he's going to be dropped for a loss, and it's going to bring up a 4th down.
Somebody would call a timeout. That's what I was going to say. I don't know if it'd be Northview, but
I think
if you're Dothan High, you might do it to save us.
Dothan calls a timeout with 58.7 seconds left, and we're tied at 28 apiece, Northview and Dothan. So we're tied at 28 apiece, and it's 4th down for Northview. And back deep for Dothan is number 20, Devanir Martin. And we saw him break one earlier this season, so.
I don't think he kicks it anywhere near him.
So Martin lets it goes into the end zone, and he was hopping anyway.
Yeah, I think he got a little cramp there.
Yeah. So Northview punts. And Dothan will be getting the ball.
Yeah, good job of using your weapon, using Neenan as a weapon, and we've seen him obviously do that in the field goal scenario to do that, as well as obviously getting this thing back to backing him up right there. And we'll see. I'm not convinced Coach White and his staff won't make a stab at something, but. When you got a running back like Tyson Williams and McDaniel back there, you don't have to quote unquote do anything fancy. You just got to get somebody to break loose.
Well, and the thing Dothan need to make sure they don't do is turn the ball over.
I thought he would spread them out and just try to get the ball to somebody in space. Look for that missed tackle.
So gain up about 1. It brings up a 2nd and at 9 with 37 seconds left. And Dothan calls a timeout. Cliff, you got something for us?
What do you think about that timeout, Diamond?
Yeah, you had to, but this one's got OT written all over it to me, guys. I don't think we're going to see Dothan try to press the issue too much. We'll probably just sit on it here and go in overtime.
Well, it's interesting that that you'd call a timeout. Maybe he just wanted to make sure that everybody had their head in the game the right way. But 2nd down, and you call the timeout, you don't do anything here. Not they would. Maybe Northview at least calls 2 quick timeouts and makes you punt it.
Yeah, Northview.
You could see that. I just don't think Dothan wants to have a bad turnover here.
Yeah.
Right. I'm just saying the Dothan timeout puts it where Northview can stop it.
Yeah, you're definitely right there. I see what you're saying there. Yeah, that's kind of curious.
Yeah, that's the only thing I see, depending on what they're thinking. I think what I see they're thinking is just spread everybody out and let's see if we can hand the ball off and get somebody in space.
And it's complete, and it's a 1st down.
They're marking it short by about a yard, Mitt. So here you go.
So it brings up a 3rd and short.
They don't, I'm just for discussion. They don't make, they don't make it here, got a penalty or something. If nothing else, Northview could, make them punt it. Go for the ball, go for it, and so what if I hate to say that. So what if you had a penalty at that point because you're not going to put them in anything? Let's just see. All speculation. That's what I'd do. I'd give it to
Whoa, they Fumble.
Well, I don't know. I think they're going to call him down.
Yeah. Wow.
And I think he was down.
I don't think he was. I think he fumbled
Oh,
that.
you were right there. Hey, you were on top of it, Diamond.
I think he fumbled that ball. I don't think he was down.
So it's the first down for Dothan at the 47.
Okay, now, if you're Dothan, I don't know what kind of range their kicker got. Didn't look. Yeah, that answered that.
They give it to Dozier.
Just let Dozier run it just to pile up some yards.
And we'll see if Dothan calls a timeout, and they may just go for a Hail Mary.
You know what? I think they are, and you know what? I don't fault that. Do you? What do you think about that, Diamond? How about a Hail Mary right here?
No, that's relatively low risk in my book. I don't think you have any problem here. I know he can get it there. So I think that's what you set up here for. I think that's what they were setting up for, just to have a chance to get close enough to have it where they can throw a Hail Mary.
Well, you could throw a Hail Mary, and we can come up with all kind of speculation, but let's be honest, you're going to run a couple of guys in zone. As soon as these guys block and get it off, you tell them to almost drop back. Maybe you even have a cornerback somewhere in there that's I won't call him a decoy, but he's just going to be back there as a safety net back there somewhere. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, it's getting very interesting here. This is probably the last play of regulation. So if Dothan's unsuccessful on this, or depending on whether they're successful or a turnover's committed,
right,
we'll be going into overtime. Northview's really not playing back deep.
Not as deep as I'd play, knowing what's going on here. Now you got to be careful. There you go.
Wow.
All right, and there you have it.
Wow.
How about that to wrap it up?
Wow.
Let's do a little OT, baby.
Boy, I'll tell you what. We are going into overtime.
And, guys, Tyson Williams had a chance of that ball. It was actually thrown pretty well, but the guy just made a play on it.
So we've come to the end of 4. We're tied at 28 apiece, Dothan and Northview. We'll be back with overtime after this timeout. You're watching the Scenic Sports Network. Hello and welcome back to Riverview Stadium, where we're tied at 28 apiece, and let's go down to the field for the coin toss for overtime.
Toss again. Got a heads and a tails. Heads and a tails, okay? If I drop it, we'll flip it again. What's your choice? Tails. Sorry? Tails. You heard him say tails, right? And it is a tails.
We want defense.
You want defense. What the end of you want down there?
Yes, sir.
All right. So you're going to go on offense down there.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you turn your back this direction. You turn your back this way.
Okay, there you have it. We're going into overtime, and
Northview wins the toss and elects to go on defense, so that's the right call. And there we go. We're going to have a good time with this, Mitt.
Yeah, we are. I feel like we're in overtime, Jimbo. This has been an exciting game.
Absolutely. Had a lot of everything.
It's been close the entire game. Northview scored first to make it 6-0. They missed their extra point attempt, and then Dothan came back and made it 7-6 with 6:28 left in the first. And Northview scored on an interception by Javante Lee to make it 12-7. They missed the extra point, and they led 12-7 at halftime. In the third, Dothan scored on a 5-yard TD run by Dozier with 10:19 left in the third, and they missed the extra point to make it 13-12. Northview scored again on a 43-yard TD run by Melton to make it 18-13. Dothan scored on a 21-yard pass to Blocker to make it 21-21. And Neenan hit a 34-yard field goal to make it 21-21, excuse me. And the 7-yard run by McDaniels to make it 28-21. Dothan gets it. They give it to Dozier, and he's hit at the line. Then Northview scored with 6:04 left in the fourth on a 5-yard run by Milton to make it 28 apiece, and that's where we stand in overtime.
Well, again, we'll see. That's why you play these things, Mitt. I'm sitting here watching the Tigers line up, and they did what you thought they would do, which is come in and just say, hey, let's just run Dozier. I see Lau. I bet they're going to run something off that. It'd be hard to see why they wouldn't run Marshall and Melton in some form or fashion. But let's see. Williams and McDaniel and Williams running there.
Second down. And McDaniel keeps it, and he's going to be dropped at about the 6-yard line. So it's going to bring up 3rd and goal.
What you seeing, Diamond?
And to me, Northview has come out and done exactly what they needed to do, which is completely sell out on stopping the run. Don't even worry about the pass. Just stop that run.
Yeah, and it'll be interesting to see if what Dothan comes up here with on this third and 7 play. And we got a guy down for Northview. I'm not sure how that called. Looks like Stephon Davis.
Yeah, and he's walking off the field on his own power. That's a good sign. He has to go out for at least one play. So we have a 3rd.
And you know who that is? That's Caleb Tillman, who is one of their big inside guys on the biggest play of the game to date.
Yes. So 3rd and 7.
I just can't imagine they give it to Dozier. Look at that. Wow.
Touchdown.
I got to tell you, and he had pretty darn good coverage out there. Northview had pretty good coverage on there. But you know what? Keetrick Blocker, Fletcher made a catch.
He did. That pass was thrown exactly where it had to be thrown.
And that's a simple pass play that's worked for them all game. They've had that read. They just get that inside leverage and feed them the ball quick. And that's simple as it comes right there.
So
right now, this is huge to see if Evan Hogan can take care of this or not.
Extra point up and good.
And that's big.
So Dothan scores on 3rd and 7 on a run, a pass to Blocker from McDaniel. So Dothan goes up 35-28. And Northview will be getting the ball, and so they've got to get a touchdown. They can't depend on the foot of Neenan right now.
Nope. They don't need his foot yet. That's right. And, of course, as you can imagine, Tigers are fired up. Matter of fact, we've got the Dothan High kicker, Evan Hogan, straight in front of us, standing up, trying to get the crowd fired up. And he's not going to have to do a lot of that. The entire Dothan High side is up and ready. So let's see what he's got under center. And you know what?
A gain of 2, not much there. That was Kedron Wilson.
Yep.
So it brings up a 2nd and goal from the 8. Dothan up by 7. We're in overtime. This is the 37th meeting between the Dothan Tigers and the Northview Cougars. The Tigers lead it 20-17.
That's surprising to me. Ooh, wow, let me tell you, nice defense there, Mitt. He had a man open at the back of the end zone.
It's Tyler Marshall on the pass.
And that was a big-time play right there by Lindsey. He's a big-time player.
There you go.
That's exactly right. A big-time situation.
Tyrez Lindsey. You've already said he's got a couple of offers. And
he's got quite a few SEC teams looking at him, too. And you don't want to try to get the ball past Lindsey.
All right. He's got to get the ball. All right.
Melton.
Oh, my goodness. Coming back into
touchdown.
Space. Mitt, I see the call. Touchdown, Cougars.
Did they give him a touchdown?
The call, the line judge over here on our side called it, right?
It was a touchdown. He gave it to him. It was the right call, too. It was a touchdown.
So Melton with the touchdown. Boy.
Let's see if they get risky here and go for 2.
No, I can't imagine. I mean, that just, I'm not going to say anything.
That was from 8 yards out, right?
Yeah, about 6 or 7. 8 could be said.
So we have timeout on the field with the Cougars and the Tigers, and we're in overtime. And guys, we talked about this game could go either way, but both of these teams are hungry. They're tied at 3-1 in the region. So the team that wins this game will have could host a playoff game. So there's a lot of pride out there on the field, and there's a lot at stake for both of these teams.
Oh, this is it. I mean, you know what? In the college ranks or something, you can see it. I tell you what, whoever unfortunately comes out of this game without a W, I don't have
guys, they're going for 2. They're going for 2.
They are going to do
just
it.
ran off. Well, now he's coming back on.
Making
me look bad.
All or nothing, huh? No, is he back out there?
Yeah.
Yeah, I see Needham's back. So we could possibly be going into double overtime.
They've had a little trouble here.
Up
Not on
good.
that one.
So we're going into double overtime. We're tied at 35 each, Dothan and Northview, and we're headed for overtime number 2. So Northview will get the ball, and first and goal from the 10, second overtime.
That's right. That's the play. This time Dothan will be on defense first.
Tyler Marshall is in, and in the backfield with him is Roderick Melton. And they hand it off to Melton.
Melton slices down to about the 6.
Yeah, and he's hit hard at the 6. So it's going to bring up a second and goal from the 6 in overtime number 2.
And it's very easy to say this. No one has left the stadium yet, Mitt.
Right. It may be midnight before we get everybody out of here.
That's okay. Waffle House never closes. Let's get ready, baby. 2nd and 6. Marshall's going to give it the other way over there to Greer.
And Greer is tackled at the 5-yard line.
He looks a little hurt. He really got WWE'd almost and landed on the ball. And I think that's what it was. He landed on the ball.
Yeah, so when action resumes, it will be 3rd and goal from, they're going to say the 5, just inside the 5. When the second overtime from Rip Stadium, Wildfield, where the Dothan Tigers and the Northview Cougars are tied up at 35 apiece. Okay, Brian. Okay, it's 3rd and 5 for the Cougars. We're in the second overtime.
It just the length of the ball inside the 5 Mitt, and gonna see what the.
And the crowds are making a lot of noise.
And we got Wilson in at quarterback, so get ready. I mean, obviously this is potentially for. He's going to fake it to Melton, and comes in on the inside. You know, I tell you, it's just almost like nobody was set. What did you think about? I mean, they just weren't ready for that at all. I don't know why. What do you think?
Yeah, that's just that same look. I mean, it should be pretty obvious. when he's coming in, they're running the read option. I mean, it's no secret.
So Northview goes up 41-35 in the second overtime. Needham's here to kick the extra point. And it's up.
It's good.
And it's good. So Northview goes up 42-35 over the Dothan Tigers, and the Tigers will get the ball at the 10-yard line to continue this second overtime. So Northview scores, and Dothan has to get a touchdown and the extra point.
He's looking, but he's going to throw it back across the field. Oh, that'll be it. Oh, I'll tell you what. It was a great thought. I'll tell you who did a great job there. It was number 23 for Northview, Keenan Jernigan. He read the play, and I'll be honest, they didn't throw it, but it was almost, could have been close to a hole because the guy reached his arms out. I'm not saying it was, but it was close. I don't know, Diamond, what'd you think about that?
So it brings up they give it to Dozier, and he's stopped at about the 6-yard line.
Well, it's going to be third and about 6, Mitt.
Well, you know, it's all or nothing.
What do you call here, Diamond?
I got to run that option to Tyson Williams. I feel like I got to.
Yep.
If it's not there, you let him keep it.
Yeah, put it in the best player's hands, but doesn't look like they're going to do that unless they bring somebody across. What do you think, Mitt?
3rd and 6.
It's 2-down territory, so it doesn't matter. That's what I was thinking.
Touchdown,
Dothan.
Dothan.
By the way, it was good.
McDaniel.
I really telegraphed that early, didn't I? That's what I was thinking. All right, touchdown Tigers. And, here's the key. It's extra point time. Now, let's keep an eye out and see what they do. I don't see, at the moment, see if you can spot him. Do you see Hogan coming out with the T? They act like they're lining it up.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, okay. Hey, I think Hogan was over here. I'm not sure what he was doing. Kickers, I don't know about this young man. I'm sure he's a fine fella, but sometimes kickers are always a little different. He probably had a little ritual he had to go through over there.
All right, so we're in overtime, 42-41.
All right, there you go.
Northview, and Dothan calls a timeout. I think that was a smart call because the kicker had to rush out there.
Yeah, he was not. And, what happened was he's got his kicking net a long way away, so you just run him 60 yards to do that. I like the thought process there, Mitt.
Yeah, so Northview's up 42-41. We're in the second overtime and possibly heading to the third.
All right. Well, you know what? This has been everything it's been billed for, and we're getting a full dose of it. So, I know one thing. I know the band's making some money on concessions tonight for sure, and that's a good thing. I'm glad to see that.
Yeah, it really is, and I'm just glad to see a very competitive game, and both of these teams out there, they're leaving it all out on the field, Jimbo, and it's anybody's game.
Yeah, and we had a little, early, we had a couple little, what I call kind of hype up kind of penalties, but since then, it's been pretty clean game. Hadn't seen a whole lot of that going on. But here we go. This is for all the marbles right now to move on to the next round, to the next phase. And there's a flag down on that one, Mitt. So let's see what that does.
I think it may have been against Northview. It's against Northview.
I think so. What do you think, Nyman? I mean, I don't.
Was the kick good or not?
It was good, but I never saw him call it. But on all sides, can you? I don't think you can. I think you got to re-kick, don't you? You have to replay that. Am I right, Mitt? I mean, am I right, Diamond? I think they may try to go for two now, Mitt.
The ball is at the.
Wow.
It's at the, 1-yard line, Cliff? So Northview takes a timeout, and they're leading 42-41, and Dothan has the ball. Okay, so I think Dothan's going to go for it since the penalty.
They've got the big package in, and let me tell you what they've got. The Wildcat, and they've got a bulldozer as a Wildcat if they stick with this.
This is it.
And they are going to go behind it, and guess what? Dozier.
Second effort. It's
Second
in.
effort.
Dozier wins.
Wow.
Dothan
High wins.
43-42 in double overtime.
Unbelievable. I'll tell you what, that's one of those games you hate to see anybody not be able to take it, but hats off to the Dothan High Tigers. Offside on an extra point. Tigers come back out and say, you know what, from a yard out, I don't think you can stop Bull Dozier. And what happened was what? They did stop him, but second effort. Talk to me, Nyman.
Hey, Cliff, see if you can get an interview with Coach White, okay?
He barely got it, but honestly, I didn't see him get it. But it was like a just second effort play. He got in there, but big win for Dothan.
Yeah, and see if you can catch up with Coach White. We definitely would like to talk to him, Cliff. Boy, this was an exciting game. A 1-point game, double overtime. Dothan wins it on a 2-point conversion after an offside penalty called on Northview. So we were right on the edge of a third overtime, and this has got to go down in the record as being one of the best Dothan Northview games.
Seen a lot of them, Mitt. Right now, my mind, you say it is my mind, but I would tell you this, struggling to think of one that was any better than this. And, boy, you had all the pieces that went along with it, special teams, defense, offense, everything it took. And look what you came down to the end, a penalty, and then you got a gutsy call that says, you know what, let's go for 2. We're on the 1. Let's try to win it now. Let me give it to the biggest guy on the field. Guess what? Northview stops him at the line of scrimmage, and the second effort, he's in by less than, I'd say, 18 inches.
It was an amazing finish. Both teams really, they gave it everything they have. And your hat's got to go off to both teams, both coaches, all the players and fans and all. It was everything that it was built up to be, because, there had been a lot of talk about both teams being 3-1 in the region.
I got Coach White here, and a big call there to go for it at the end and go for the win, Coach. Explain to me what's going through your head there.
We were just ready to get it over with. We can't get 1 yard if we're 300 across the front, and Dion been pushing the pocket all night. We didn't deserve to win anyway, so we decided to go ahead and end the game there. And, either way, we're going. And the guys executed, and it worked out for us.
It's a big win to put you guys in the driver's seat for the region too, for the second place. Explain to me how that affects your season.
We just got to enjoy this one tonight, get ready for Carver. So we still can lose to Carver and lose those goals. So, we got to get, hopefully we ain't hungover from this win, go down there on a short week Thursday and blow it, okay? So we definitely want to be ready to stay focused and get ready to get the victory.
Great win, Coach. Thanks.
Okay, great.
Good job, Diamond. Good interview. Glad to see you catch the coach on that one. And I was going to tell you to give him a big roll tide, but that's not the arena we're in. Go ahead, Mitt. I'm sorry.
Okay, I was just going to kind of recap the game. It was such an exciting game, Jimbo, that really a 1-point game and 2 overtimes. You couldn't ask for any more than that. Let's recap the score. Northview scored first with 11:08 in the first on a 3-yard TD run by Milton to make it 6-0. They missed the extra point attempt. Then Dothan scored with 6:28 in the first on a 2-yard TD run by McDaniel to make it 7-6. That's what the score was at the end of 1. The next score came with 5:42 in the second on a 65-yard interception for a TD by Javante Lee to put Northview ahead 12-7. They missed the extra point. And the next score, and that was at halftime. They scored, the score was 12-7 at halftime. In the third quarter, Dothan scored with 10:19 left in the third on a 5-yard TD run by Dozier. They mixed the extra point to make it a 1-point lead, 13-12, Dothan over Northview. Northview comes back with 7:43 left in the third on a 43-yard TD run by Milton. They mixed the 2-point conversion, and Northview goes up 18-13 over Dothan. Dothan scored again on a 21-yard pass to Blocker, and they made the two-point conversion by Tyson to make it 21 apiece. And at the end, then Northview came back, and Neenan hit a 34-yard field goal to make it 21 apiece. It was 21-18 Dothan at the end of 3, and Northview scores on a 34-yard field goal by Neenan to make it 21 apiece. And then a 7-yard TD run by McDaniel in the fourth with 7:19 to make it 28-21. But Northview comes back on a 5-yard run by Milton with 6:04 left to tie it at 28 apiece, and that was at the end of regulation. In the first overtime, both teams scored. Dothan scored on a 7-yard TD pass to Blocker. Then Northview gets it, and Melton takes it in from 35 yards, from 8 yards out to make it 35 apiece. Northview gets the ball. Wilson takes it in from 5 yards out to make it 42-35. Dothan gets the ball, and they score on a 6-yard TD run by Mike Daniel and a 2-point conversion by Dozier to make it 43-42. Dothan wins it.
All I'm going to say is, folks, if you're not sure, roll the tape back to the beginning of the game. It wasn't me, but I just felt confident that Dozier was going to have a big night. I'll be honest, I never thought it'd be that big. But heck of a game. And you know what? Both those teams ought to walk off with their heads high. City of Dothan ought to be proud of both their public high schools and the way those teams played tonight, and so far the way the fans have handled it too. So, again, hate it for Northview. That's going to put them deep trying to get into the playoffs, but there's still opportunity out there. They're going to have to enjoy this one for the weekend if you're Dothan High. And just like Coach White said, come Monday, put it behind you and get ready for the next game. Because if you don't do that, then you're going to be bragging about winning a deal and not being in the playoffs a bit.
Okay, and that wraps it up for us from Riphew Stadium, Wildfield, where the Dothan Tigers is the Northview Cougars 43-42 in double overtime. On behalf of Jimbo Lofton and Cliff Nyman and our cameraman tonight, Brian Nyman, this is Mick Kirkland saying good night, and thanks for watching the Scenic Sports Network.
You've been watching High School Football Game Night, presented by Scenic Cable Network and Productions. Join us again next time.
Your #1 source for high school sports. You're watching the Scenic Sports Network.